Hello, everybody. This is Aaron Casper from Agent Methods. Thanks for joining us today. My dog, I think, has stopped barking. Those of you that heard the behind the scenes chatter before we kicked off, one of the great things about working from home is, well, there's lots of great things. And one of the downsides is that on garbage day, the dog goes nuts, and today may be that day. So if you hear my dog barking, I do apologize in advance. So I'm with Agent Methods. We're here to talk about high quality insurance websites. This is the second in a 4-part series that three organizations are coming together to bring to you. Agent Methods, where I'm from, as well as Quote It and AHCP. And so the teams from all three organizations have been working hard behind the scenes, coming together to get this content organized and get this out to you. We do have Steve Tratner from AHCP on with us as well. And I know Steve wants to jump on and say hello, say a few things. So Steve, take it away.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is Steve. I oversee both AHCP and sales for Quote It. Quote It, if you're not familiar with it, is our insurance tech platform. So thanks so much for tuning in today for the second webinar in this series, which is really designed to help you be a stronger competitor in the digital space. If you're not in that space, then you are literally going to have your lunch eaten by the competition. For our newer guests today, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about AHCP, where it's our mission to help brokers grow their business by supplying the insurance products, the technology, the training, and also the personal support that you all need in order to be successful. The Quote It is our proprietary all-in-one insurance quoting, enrolling, and lead management solution designed for true insurance professionals like yourselves. And by the way, whether your primary business is performed through traditional face-to-face appointments, telephonically, online, or all the above, Quote It offers you incredible solutions that transform your sales experience with convenience, personalization, and automation. HCP and Quote It, by the way, are part of National General Insurance. So oftentimes if you see our blogs, if you're on our website, you'll see a lot of National General branding, and that's because they own AHCP, even though we represent 50 insurance companies. And National General is, in turn, a subsidiary of Allstate Insurance. With so many in-house solutions, AHCP is able to provide a complete turnkey solution for agents and agencies who want to spend more time selling and less time on all those other non-sales tasks that really eat into your productivity. Over the past few years, AHCP and Quote It have partnered with Agent Methods, really to extend the value of the Quote It tech stack, enabling agents to establish a professional web presence through personalized insurance websites that have rich content and is backed by intelligent marketing tools that exponentially increase your market reach. And with that said, Aaron, I'll turn the mic back over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve. I think the very fact that we're all here today is kind of proof of the work that HCP does for agents, and that, you know, when I talk to Steve, he's always looking for something new, something of value, some way to help the agents that HCP works with. And so I'm really honored to be here, to be part of the group, and to be part of everybody's success. And to that point, we're talking a lot today. You know, the topic is high quality insurance websites. But this is a bigger topic than just having a nice website. This is a topic about digital disruption that I think insurance may be the last industry to be disrupted, but it's happening now. We'll dig into that a little bit. This is a change that is going to affect you, if it hasn't already. In the next 12 months, it's going to have a big impact on your business. And so we're here today to really focus on helping you to protect what you have and to grow in the future. And I think that growth is probably on all of our minds, and how do we make sure our businesses stay healthy, keep growing? So let's commit the next 30 or 40 minutes. Let's all commit to focusing on investing this time in making your business stronger. And to that point, I have a couple of requests. The first of which is let's kind of put our distractions away. So, you know, if you have your phone open or email open, let's tuck those things over to the side for after the conversation. So we can really kind of give 100% of our attention to investing in making your business stronger. maybe even grab a pen and paper if you're a pen and paper person, in case you have a thought, a question, a note, you can jot it down there. And then finally, there is the chat in the Zoom webinar toolbar. If you have a question, if you have a thought, if something jogs an idea in your head, or if you want to know more about something I say, if I kind of gloss over something, you're like, I'd like more detail on that, please, by all means, type it in the chat. Shoot your questions off to us. This is a two-way conversation. I personally love to keep things interactive and love to hear what's resonating with you, and also what questions or what's on your mind. So use that chat. If I do not answer your question, don't take it personally. It's just kind of me focusing on the topic. I will make sure that anything I don't talk about in the presentation, I'll go through all the questions in chat at the end and make sure we go through everything that's there. So with that, just a very quick background on who Agent Methods is, super quick. So we're a technology company focused on helping independent agents grow sales. It says started in 2009. We actually started developing our product in 2008. We launched in 2009. And since 2009, we say 5,000, it's a lot more than 5,000. We've launched several thousand agents' websites on our platform, lots of them. And in the process, we have interacted with agents selling all lines of business, selling in every state, to pretty much every market. And we've learned a lot about what it takes to be successful. We have seen a lot of agents try and fail. We've seen a lot of agents try and really hit home runs. We've been paying attention, we've been keeping track, and we're trying to share those learnings with you. Even faster, no life story. Don't worry about my background. The most important thing here is that we're starting to get back in person. We've got some face-to-face events coming up. That's my picture. If you see me, if you see this face, please, my one request is you come say hi, come say hello. That would absolutely make my day. It's been too long. We've been remote for too long. Even though I'm a digital person, it'd be great to connect in person. So come say hi. I do have a bribe. We have these really cool stickers, and so there's a good chance I'll have one in my pocket or in my bag. So come hi, ask for a sticker. I'll give you a few. We might even have t-shirts. I've heard a rumor that there's t-shirts coming out. Insurance agent by day, superhero by night. Pretty fun. So come get your sticker and maybe more. All right, so today, what to expect. My goal is to give you a clear plan, get really understanding of what's going on in the world, in our landscape that we sell in. What are kind of the macro environmental things that are going to change your business? I'm not talking about carrier trends and products and that sort of thing. Even stuff like compliance rules. Really important stuff, worth paying attention to. For now, you can get those elsewhere. We're focusing on customer behavior. We're focusing on how your customers are changing the way they buy, how changing the way they shop. We're going to talk about the competitive landscape that you sell in. And I don't just mean each other. In fact, I do not mean each other. The other agents in the room are not your competition. I mean something different. And we will talk about that. We'll talk about what I think is the fastest way to generate some sales growth, which is cross-marketing. And I don't think enough of us are doing enough of cross-marketing. There's opportunity in every agent's book to generate sales quickly if you leverage the right things, the cross-marketing. And then, of course, the golden ticket is a steady stream of renewals, customers that stay for a long time, referrals, they send their friends and family to you. That's what we all want to get to. And there's things we have to do today that were not in place 20 years ago to make sure that this happens and does not get disrupted. And then finally, we do have a special offer, $700 offer. It's a great offer. It's actually more than that. We'll go into a little bit. There's a phenomenal offer for attendees to this presentation today. So before we get into all this stuff, I have a kind of a thought, something I want to share with you. We did a research study looking at independent agents, life and health agents, asking them how the past 12 months have been going. And you may have heard me say this before. I think this is important. 45% of agents say that in the last 12 months, they've seen their sales increase. So 45%. The subtext here, of course, is that 55%, more than half, did not see their sales increase in the last 12 months. And I can guess which camp you want to be in. I think it's safe to say we all would prefer to see our sales go up than our sales go down or be flat. We're all working hard to increase our businesses. And so we all want to make sure that we're in that group of agents that see our sales increase. The market is not shrinking. There are not fewer people in the country than this year than last year. If you sell senior products, if you sell Medicare products, that market is far from shrinking. It is growing really fast. So there's more opportunity. So that begs the question, what's going on? Why are more agents seeing their business shrink than grow? And the conclusion that I've come to, it's because we are missing some key opportunities. We are not connecting with our customers the right way. We are not selling the way our customers buy, and we're leaving ourselves vulnerable to some competition. So there's opportunity for us to change and do things differently. And if we do so, as you'll see, there, excuse me, we have the home team advantage. There's some clear opportunities that we can capture to put ourselves in the category of sales increase. We just have to do it. We have this room to do better, and so let's do it. Okay, so what are these things? First one is your customers' expectations. What they expect from you has changed. And we've talked a lot about when you get a new lead, I'm sure you've heard this, you've got 5 minutes to follow up with that lead. So somebody requests information. If you get them in 5 minutes, the chances of you connecting and closing the sale is a lot higher than if it's 5 hours later. So we know that responding quickly to new customers is important. So this is trickled down. And we've learned that getting a response from an existing customer is just as important. If an existing customer asks a question, if they have a question about their insurance, if they want to look at rates or plans or anything else, you have 10 minutes. 82% of customers say that a response within 10 minutes is important. That is their definition of good service. And we pride ourselves in good service. So we have to find a way to act faster, to be ahead of our customer demand, because otherwise our existing book of business, not just our prospects, but our existing book of business is at risk. And here's some big picture kind of macro data about why this is happening. So the first thing is that 70%, this is amazing, of consumers have purchased from a brand after seeing a video on YouTube. So the initial discovery and research is happening more and more online. People are learning about things they want to buy online. So it used to be, I remember there was a point where stores wouldn't let you use your phone because they were afraid you'd go into the store, shop around, look for products you liked, and then you'd pull out your phone and start price shopping and find it somewhere else cheaper. And that is certainly true. If you go to a bookstore, you're going to find it on Amazon cheaper. And so there's a lot of fear in that physical retail that people were going to go in person and then shift to buying online. The opposite is happening now, where people are learning about things online. They're doing their research about what their options are. So the discovery process is happening online. This is this data. But the fulfillment is more and more happening offline. So it's flipped. This is curbside pickup from 2019 to now. Certainly COVID had a big accelerating impact on this. 62% of shoppers expect this as a service. We're seeing Amazon is opening up stores. It's crazy. I'm here in Seattle and there's a bunch of Amazon stores around me because they know that people will go online, but they want to be able to go pick it up in person. Target, the curbside pickup. This is all flipping the way people are purchasing. The purchasing behavior more and more has gone to the research, the selection, kind of the exploration of options happens online. And then when people are ready, they then go engage in person. So you can see how that might impact insurance sales as well. Our customers don't really see a difference anymore between offline and online. The idea of a .com versus brick and mortar, that idea is gone. People think that they can weave their interactions between the two channels. So they can go online on some things, offline for some things, get the same level of service, the same interaction same data will be present both places. 81% of consumer purchases begin online now. So most purchases start with people going to a search engine or looking at some e-commerce options or YouTube to look at reviews. They start there, or even a social media channel. And then they go and look at, okay, well, now that I figure out what I want, I'll go look at where I want to get it from. So 81% begin online. Now, that actually trends, if it's toilet paper or light bulbs, people aren't going on to read, reviews of toilet paper and light bulbs. They're just going to store and buying them. So really simple commodities just get bought offline. But things that a customer doesn't do a lot, doesn't buy a lot, or they don't feel like they're experts in, they want to go learn about, there's a higher tendency to go online. So, certainly buying a new car, there's, that's an extremely confusing topic. People go online, learn about cars. Same thing with financial services, financial products. They want to educate themselves, inform themselves before they go and talk to somebody. So this process of your customers, how they want to interact with you, has flipped. Just like curbside pickup, they want to go online, they want to educate themselves, they want to look at quotes and options, and when they're ready, engage you. And we see that here. This is a survey that was done last fall by Level Research, where they asked people how they prefer to complete insurance tasks. And we saw this really clear, some things they want to do in person, some things they want to do on web and mobile. There wasn't like a clear split. Get a quote, read about options, get educated. That's something you can do online. You can go look at quotes. When it comes time to making that purchase, to buying coverage, changing coverage, then they want to go in person and talk to an agent. So the journey is multi-channel. People want to weave back and forth between online experience and working with you in person. Now, I talked before about the home team advantage. We do have the home team advantage, because if people could only choose one option, if you'd said, okay, you can either go online or you can work with an agent, there's a vast preference to work with an agent. At the end of the day, it is best to talk to a specialist. Most people agree with that statement. So that's good. Hearts and minds of our customers still want an agent. They still want you. They don't want just a website. They want you. But if 82% of them begin their buying process online, or 81%, and they go online to start learning about options, and they don't find you, or if their definition of good service is a 10-minute response and you don't get back to them in 10 minutes and they go somewhere else, you're going to lose those customers, and you will never get that chance to be the in-person specialist. And so before you even get the opportunity, there's a good chance it's going to get lost to somebody else if we don't adapt. This is how our customer behavior is impacting what we need to do to be successful today. Now, the second part of the story, which is in red, and this is because this is, stop, pay attention, this is danger, is your competition is ready and eager to steal your customers away from you. I don't want to downplay this. They are out to get your business, pull it out from underneath you. And we are seeing, businesses like, to name some names, Policy Genius, Go Health, really smart people at both of those organizations. Of course, even Joe Namath, they're all gunning for your customers. They are your competition today. You've probably seen some of these ads. One is our buddy Joe Namath. The other is a Go Health Medicare aid ad. They are using every tool they've got to try to intercept your customers and redirect them into their pockets. And it's funny, if you go to Go Health's Medicare site, this is a screenshot, and start browsing around, they know, they've done the research, they've seen the same data we're seeing. They know that people weave between offline and online. And you start by looking at rates and quotes and options and researching products. But at some point, in order to transact, you have to shift from the website to talking to a person. And so if you go to their site, this is their Medicare site, and you start doing enough interaction, browsing enough, at some point, they pop up the screen. We're calling you now. And you have no choice. There's no more navigation. You can't browse around. They've said, okay, our data has shown us it is time for us to change from offline, from online to offline. It's time to go. This is like their version of curbside pickup. It's time to go curbside and fulfill the transaction. And so they, they're aggressive about this. They say, okay, it's time to shift. We're going to shift, like it or not. Last thing about this is looking at the amount of money that's going into InsurTech. This goes up through last year, and you can see, the rise, $15.4 billion. I can't even fathom that much money going into these InsurTech companies. And initially, 2015, 2016, I went to some of the InsurTech conferences, and there was all this really cool kind of novel stuff, like, companies that had life insurance products where you took your iPhone and did a selfie, and they would like use AI to figure out how many wrinkles you had and if your hair was gray, and then it would estimate your, your age and health and give you a rate. That's cute. Or there were the, the pay by mile car insurance that would, use the GPS in your phone to track your position and then change your rate based on how much you moved around. Cool. But now, $15.4 billion, these investors, this venture capital that's going into this, they are demanding a return on their investment. And the only way to get a return on your investment is to make sales. That's the only place. They have to go and sell insurance policies to consumers. And so where this money is going today is in Joe Namath ads and disrupting your customer's process to try to siphon them off. So when they go and ask a question and you don't get back to them in 10 minutes, that customer goes somewhere else and ends up in one of these InsurTech companies' pockets. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money going into trying to take your customers away from you. And it's, it's pretty daunting. And if we don't do anything, they will succeed. But we're going to prove them wrong. We're going to prove the investors that they made the wrong bet, that they cannot overcome the hearts and minds of today's consumer. And today's consumers prefer you. That's not going to change. Money can't buy love, right? So as long as you get to them before the InsurTech does, we're good. So this is the battle we're fighting. This is why this is important. This is why this is not optional. This is something that we have to pay attention to. We do have this problem where your customers, their behavior has changed. They go online first. They begin the process online. And if they don't find you, you've lost them before you've been able to help them. So we have to bridge the gap. We have to tool up, and we have to invest in infrastructure in our businesses to position ourselves to sell the way our clients want to buy. And that's the path forward. The good news is it's not that hard. We're going to go through some strategies, kind of, just thinking about how you can position your online presence, your insurance website, to make sure that you connect with your customers, you grow your sales. So there's 5 ways here. And I'll go through each of them quickly, and then we'll spend some more detail. The first one is retention. Obviously, step 0 is to keep your customers. You don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose your customers to these other companies. Step 2 is referrals. How do you get your customers to become your sales team, your marketing team, and bring people to you? Cross sales. I mentioned that before. I think that cross sales are this underutilized thing that can unlock a lot of growth quickly in our businesses. And there's also some additional benefit in that customers that buy more things from you stay longer. Automation. If I'm asking you to do all this stuff, there's all these new things in your day, and you don't want to just never sleep or have a vacation, we're going to have to automate. We're going to have to find ways to do more without working harder. And then finally, at the end of all this, we need to emerge as a modernized professional, modernized insurance sales, kind of as a new breed of agent. Okay, retaining clients. Our clients are getting bombarded by banner ads, spam email, call centers, etc. Some of it may be, playing the gray line a little too closely. Certainly, if you sell a product to a company, there's a lot of time between now and the next renewal. So there's a year, and there's a good chance they're going to get somebody else trying to get their ear. If you sell Medicare products, AEP, you have next AEP now, and now we've got this OEP thing to worry about too, where people are trying to switch out the customers that you've helped. So we have to be aggressive in retaining our clients. And so the retention plan first is to make sure that it's really clear to your customers what value you provide. So constantly looking at how do you increase the level of trust, the level of connection, the level of the relationship you have and the relevance you have to your clients and their lives. And so that means investing in them, not just when you make a sale, but finding ways to constantly add new value so that when they have a relationship with you, they are better than when they didn't. And so they're seeing just a return on their investment. You need to make sure that they hear from you. Sounds so funny to say, but it happens where we're busy and we make a sale to a client and then they forget our name because they never hear from us again. And so make sure they can hear from you every single month in a way that's positive and adds value and shows them that you're investing in them. And provide a self-service education resource, someplace they can go if they have a question. If they are doing that research, they have somewhere to go to make themselves better and do it through working with you. So the retention tools, people don't think about their website as being a retention tool, but it is. Having good resources, good content, having that there, no more bare bones homemade websites, no more, your nephew did it. We love your nephew, but this is a professional aspect of your business that's as important as a face-to-face conversation. No more doing it on GoDaddy on a weekend. You have to have a website that's going to compete at the same level as these insurtech companies. Social media, this is a channel that your customers are there. And so you have to make sure that you're there. This is a place where you can go and invest and add value and, not necessarily pushing sales, but just being present so they see you, they relate to you, they connect with you. A monthly email newsletter. This is a great tool that you can put in place to just every month know that you're going to drop something new of value in your client's inbox. And if you do it repeatedly, they'll come to expect it. They'll come to appreciate it. They will know it's going to be there, and they will see it as just part of the service you provide. Proactive outreach. This is not waiting until they have a problem and they call you. This is making sure that if there's ever a reason you need to reach out to your customer, if it's an enrollment period and you want to just check in with them or let them know that they're good or they're not good or whatever else, that you're getting to them before they start looking for help. And then self-service quoting. On that chart we saw before, we know that actually looking at quoting options, looking at prices and comparing options, people want to do that self-service. And so you need to have a way, even though at the end of the day, the customer is going to call you to talk to you and make sure they buy the right thing, most likely, you need to have a way for customers to go online and start to look at products, look at prices, compare their options, and ideally notify you that this is happening. So you can go and engage that customer the way that we saw GoHealth does. You can just take the conversation offline and answer their questions and help them select the right product. So having self-serving quoting isn't just a sales tool, it is a retention tool. Okay, referrals. And I love referrals. We all do. No more stacks of business cards. The fridge magnets, the business cards, those are fun, but people throw them away now. People don't use business cards. They do things digitally. The way referrals get passed has changed. It used to be that you give a customer 10 business cards and they would give them to their friends and family. But now people just say, oh, you should talk to my insurance agent, Aaron Cassover. And they expect that friend is going to go to Google and just type in my name. Or if it's a really good friend, or it's, if it's a close family member, they might go do the Google search for them and send a link to your website. But referrals get passed digitally now. They get passed through Facebook, social media. They get passed through email, text message, not through paper business cards. And of course, without a relationship, without high value, without trust, it's hard to get referrals. So your referral plan is to make sure you keep your contact info in your client's inbox, so that they can find it, that when they want to pass out your email or your website or your phone number, it's in there, easy for them to get to. So email signature, or in your newsletter. That newsletter, again, relevant, useful monthly content that your clients see, just to keep them from forgetting about you. I hate to say that, but you don't want them to say, I had this great agent. What was their name? I can't remember their name. If they're getting a newsletter every month with your name and phone number and your info on it, and it's a good newsletter, they will remember you. Of course, you have to ask for referrals, because people will do it if you ask them. They want to help you, they just don't know you need them. And so having a good kind of professional friendly way to ask for them via email will jog referrals out of your client base. So having those tools in your stack, and of course making sure you can be found, because if people are passing referrals and expecting they're going to find you through search engines and you can't be found there, then we have a problem. So your tools for referrals, the first one is a website with information about you. Go and Google your name. Go into Google, type in your name, see what you find. Does your website show up? And if you have a name that is a little more common, you might type in your city or insurance with your name, just to help the search engine know which version of you they're looking for. If you don't find yourself, then you want to make sure that you have some content, a great bio, 3 or 4 paragraphs, a picture, information about what you do besides sell insurance, or what you bring to the process, to give search engines some raw material to work with to index you. If you're an Agent Methods customer and you search for yourself and don't find yourself, please contact our support and we will help you fix that right away. A monthly newsletter. I'm going to say this over and over again. Newsletters are so powerful, so simple. Set them up. Make sure that they go out every month with your contact info, because that will get forwarded on and that will help you stay remembered and top of mind. Social media, daily updates. You need to be in the conversation at the water cooler, where people are talking, not pushing product, but just investing in the relationships of your contacts. And so every business day, updating your social media accounts with stuff your customers are going to care about. Email campaigns, referral email campaigns ready to send, that you can just pull those out, once a quarter, send a campaign out to your customers asking for referrals. That alone will do it. And then drip marketing. So having some tools to market over time, to follow a sequence, or to reach out to people during anniversaries, birthdays, those sorts of events, to invest in these relationships. All right, cross sales. This is your fast plan to getting some new sales. Most agents focus on new prospects. Marketing. Think about marketing. We think about marketing as a way to go get new customers. And the reality is that marketing to your existing customers is a lot more cost effective. So when we look at the chances of making a sale, if you have new prospects, and we know this if you're buying leads. If you're buying leads, you don't sell every lead you buy. It's a small fraction of them. With new prospects, if you have a meeting with a new prospect, the chances of making a sale is between 5 and 20%. So, somewhere between 1 out of 5, 1 out of 20 of those meetings will result in a sale. 20 meetings is a lot to get to a sale. With existing customers, the chances of making a sale when you have a meeting with an existing customer is between 60 and 70%. So if we had 20 meetings with new prospects, we're going to sell somewhere between 1 and 4 customers. If we have 20 meetings with existing customers, we're going to see between 12 and 14 sales. So it's way higher return. It's the fastest way to get results, but we put all of our marketing effort into the harder channel. So with a little work, you can really speed up your cross sales, just marketing this way. So the first thing is email campaigns. Email is a great channel for marketing to your existing customers. So leverage email campaigns to educate them on the products you offer, how it can help them, how it works. In those emails, it's not just a long email. You want to make sure there's a clear call to action. You ask them to do something. So read about this and then let's take some action. Here's how you can see quotes. Here's how we can review your plans, and have that go to landing pages that are focused on that call to action so they don't get lost and distracted. Look at online scheduling. So if you want to have meetings, don't just go to a quote form, but go to an integrated online calendar where people can go and pick a meeting. Because if they filled a quote form, they're like, well, maybe they're going to get back to me and it's going to be a bunch of back and forth. If they go to a calendar and book a meeting Tuesday at 9 a.m., they know that Tuesday at 9 a.m., they're going to talk to you and the case is closed, the deal is done. Or online quoting. If you ask them to go look at rates, make sure that there's something that your customers can go and start to kick around, put in some numbers, because they're going to want to just sort of see what some options are. They're still most likely going to talk to you before they buy, but this at least allows them to kind of roll their sleeves up and start to feel like they understand a bit about what the options are. And then think long-term. So cross-selling, you can go and set up an email campaign on MailChimp and spend a day or two building a landing page and writing your email and getting it all designed. It'd probably be pretty fun, and you'll send it out and you'll see great results, and then you will never do it again because you don't have 2 days to spend on this. And so you need to think about how can you not just do this once, but put in a long-term cadence so that 3 months out, you're planning what the emails are going to be and sequencing them so that they're going out, and this is an ongoing effort. Cross-selling tools, email marketing campaigns, having a library of pre-built campaigns you can choose from, landing pages, having landing pages that just relate to those campaigns, pre-built, online scheduling, tied into your calendar so customers can go and book appointments with you, self-service quoting, so people can go and start to look at rates, look at products, explore options. You need to have that on your website for your customers as well as your prospects. Educational content, so that when people start to dig in a little deeper, they can read more and they can do it from you as opposed to from Policy Genius. And then drip marketing. You need to have marketing in place that's going to continually kind of keep your customers coming back and engaged, ready to go. Automation. So I've just told you a bunch of things you need to do, and probably it's everything here. You're nodding and saying, yes, I should do that. And then no, I do not have the time and the tools to do that. And so automation is how you can do more, how you can reach more people and expand your activity, expand your sphere without having to go crazy and work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So your automation plan is, first off, look at what you do in a day. And I know it can be hard to do this when budgets are tight, but it's funny because if you start to outsource things that are not your core expertise, often that will let you spend more time selling, and it will create more revenue for you to work with. So look at your day, anything that's not your core expertise, and your core expertise is probably selling insurance, talking to customers about insurance products. Anything that's not that, you should not be doing it. Find a way to not do it. So bookkeeping, or all of your marketing, managing your website, managing your email, writing an email, writing blog posts, all that stuff, get it off your plate. Posting to social media, not your expertise. Bring in partners, specialists in technology. So look for others that you can bring in to fill those roles. And then this is actually surprisingly important. When you think about doing something, focus not just on the thing, but focus on how can you make it a consistent process? How not just send out a newsletter, but how can I make this a process that runs over and over again every month? Don't just send a postcard out. How can I put a process in so that whenever I have a postcard, I can just turn it on and one goes out? So focus on ways to have consistent, steady action over one-time events. One-time events are a lot of work, but once you have a consistent process in place, it starts to run itself. So your automation tools, the first is an insurance website platform. And we talked about this, that, we love your nephew, but it's time to make sure that you're working with a professional platform built around your needs. If you're doing a site on GoDaddy, if your site has not been updated because you don't have time, if you don't have current products, if you don't have current information on your site, every year, it's time for you to kind of level up and work with an insurance platform that can take care of this. Manage social media, having somebody else take care of this so that that it's just going to happen. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about posting out to Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. That content's going to be there in your audience's feeds every day. Online scheduling, customers prefer it. They actually prefer online scheduling to having to call you or email back and forth. And so giving your customers a way to book an appointment directly on your website will save you a bunch of back and forth, save you answering the phone call, and it will get more appointments. Same thing with appointment setting. You can automate your appointment setting, especially during enrollment periods. And then monthly newsletters, so automating that, and event-driven emails. So, when renewals are coming up, or other kind of milestones in your business, your clients' lives, having those set and ready to go. Okay, modernizing your sales. So this is the last piece of the puzzle. And in some ways it's the easiest, in some ways it's the hardest. It's the easiest because I'll show you some systems you can just pull in, turn on, and you're good to go. It's the hardest because this is not just technology, this is a change in you and your mindset. And I hear a lot of mindsets that are holding agents back. I hear agents say things like, well, my customers don't use email. I shouldn't use email because my customers don't email. I hear that a lot. And maybe it's true that 5 or 10% of your customers don't use email, but most of them do. Or I saw the senior market. Senior market is not techie. And that was true 30 years ago. But somebody who's retiring today has been using the web for between 20 and 35 years in their career. And so they are, they're super techie. And today's retirees are as techie as anybody. That's kind of an old way of thinking. Or even just, I'm not a technology person. I'm a people person. And that's true, but our jobs now, and we know this because carriers are requiring us to submit apps online, and more is happening online. Technology is a part of our job, and we need to embrace it instead of fight it, and sort of take that mindset that you're not a technology person out of the picture. I'm referral only is another one. I hear people say, I don't need to market because I'm referral only. That's not true. You need to make sure that referrals can get passed to you. And also you need to market to your customers. If you're referral only, you still can cross-sell to your customers. That's still allowed. And you can still build relationships with your customers and help them feel closer to you so they send you more referrals. Or the last one is, I've gotten this far without technology, and so why do I need to change today? And we talked about that in the beginning. 10 years ago, InsurTech companies had not gotten $15 billion in a year to come get your customers. And so 10 years ago, what you did worked, but today you got to change. So your modernization plan, have the best website you possibly can, absolute best website you possibly can. This is your first impression of your customers are going to make of you. It may be the only impression. And just like you wouldn't show up to a meeting in torn up, dirty clothes with rumpled and old suit, you want to look your best. Your website, if you're skimping on it and it's kind of, doesn't work well and has broken images, that's the first impression. your customers are getting from you. You want to drive everybody to it. You want to be proud of it. You want to know that it has the things your customers need, and send people there during the process so that it's reinforcing the work that you're doing. You need to leverage solutions built for insurance agents. And so there's, I talked about sending email through MailChimp. MailChimp is really cool. It's not built for insurance agents. It's built for anybody. And so the stuff that makes insurance agents special, you're going to have to go and reinvent that. The stuff that really has value, you have to go and reinvent that on those platforms. If you leverage a solution that's built for you, if you leverage, CRM system that's built for your needs, or email marketing or newsletters built for your needs, you're going to get a lot further, a lot faster, because you have to reinvent the wheel. And then work with partners that bring in technology, content, and industry knowledge really built around your needs. Because then, like I said at the beginning, having launched over 5,000 websites for insurance agents, we've learned a lot, and every single one of our customers benefits from that. If you go and find partners that have industry knowledge, they're going to bring all that expertise as well, and you're going to leverage all that learning that's happened. So the modernization plan, this is where we come together. This is why Agent Methods and Quota are working together, because you put these two systems together and sort of a magic combination happens. Agent Methods handles the kind of the front end website, the outreach and marketing, and then Quota does so much. And they start with your website. We can put quoting, enrollment, and lead management right on your website so that those customers of yours can go back and forth. It does solve that problem where if they go to your website and they talk to you in person, they're going to find the same experience. They're going to find the same data. They're going to see the same products, the same prices. And when they call you, you're going to know exactly what they've been doing. So you can just pick up the conversation right there and keep them going. So these two things, it's what is it, chocolate and peanut butter, combined together to make something special. This is what, excuse me, this is why we're here today. So just a quick, Agent Methods, the part that we do, the first is insurance websites. We have an insurance website platform. Our sites are modern, they're easy to use, they're loaded with content. If you sell Medicare, we update our Medicare content every year. If you sell health insurance, all of our Affordable Care Act content, we update that every year. So all the content maintenance, as well as other images and everything else you're going to need are baked into our platform. We have a monthly email newsletter, and this is totally hands-free. You set it up, it runs. If you want to change it, you can, but if not, you know that every single month your customers are going to get a great, beautiful newsletter about your business from you. Stay top of mind. Cross-marketing campaigns, and this is your chance to do those cross sales. We have a library. We add about 5 new campaigns a week to our library that you can go and just pick a product you want to focus on, click it, send it, and 24 hours later have a bunch of leads and client meetings in your inbox. Weekly blog posts. So every week we add new content to your blog. This is sort of that fun, engaging, kind of sometimes off topic, but not too far off topic place for us to put content to keep your customers tuning in and caring. Daily social media posts. So every business day we post out to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We are development partners for all 3. And so we have access to their platforms to post on your behalf. And then finally, we have an online scheduling platform that lets customers go and integrate with your calendar to pick a time to meet with you. If you're selling Medicare products, it has an integrated scope of appointment form. They can just sign when they book their appointment, and those appointments show up in your calendar, and you spend no time setting appointments and all time focusing on making sales to your customers. The results, I think, are kind of the most important thing. Agents that use Agent Methods spend about half as much time on marketing as everybody else. So they cut that time in half. And so that's time they can spend helping more customers or spending time with their family or just, working less. Crazy concept. And yet they get way better results. 60% more referrals. That alone, think about what 60% more referrals would look like for your business. What would that do for you? A lot. 78% more customers buying multiple policies. This is that cross marketing. This is that quick win, but it keeps happening. And when we look at those two categories of, did they see their sales increase? They were 62% more likely to have had their sales increase in the past year. And that, this is it. Less time working on marketing, and yet more referrals, more cross-selling, and more sales growth overall. That's half the puzzle. The other half is the quote it side. And Steve, I don't know if you want to take a second and go through this.
I'm happy to. Thank you. I think the overarching reason why people look to quote it as a solution to support their quoting enrollment activities is because it's a platform that really covers the gamut of everything they sell. A lot of our agents sell a lot of ACA and a little bit of Medicare, or a lot of Medicare and a little bit of ACA. And if you're trying to manage multiple systems and trying to learn them and keep the processes at the top of your mind of how to do everything, it can get confusing and overwhelming. I don't know of another platform out there that includes the ability to quote, send out proposals, and enroll online all on one platform. And I'm not, I truly am being objective here. So it does cover all your ACA plans, both on and off exchange, MedSup, Med Advantage and Part D, small group, a lot of the ancillaries that our agents are selling, like United Healthcare, Pivot, National General, Manhattan Life, Assurity, and on, are all available on the platform for both quoting and online enrollment, where you can consolidate all of this into one application so you're not asking for the information again. You don't have to ask again, when is your daughter's birthday? Can I get that credit card information again, et cetera, et cetera. So really something to check out if you're not already subscribing to our quoted technology.
Okay, great. And I think that, there's a few more things that never outgrow quote it, which is really cool. We, we see agencies and agents of all size working with quote it. From, you see national, general agencies, data feeds for private exchanges, and building your own applications, as well as really supporting really well independent agents. So with that, we do have a special offer for people who have attended today. And those of you that are serious about sales growth, serious about making sure that this $15 billion doesn't get your customers out from underneath you, and that you see the next year, you're investing in new opportunities, new revenue for yourselves. This is a way for you to learn about how you can put these pieces in place and see a pretty big savings as well. So we've created a page, agentmethods.com/bundle. And take a second and go there right now, agentmethods.com/bundle. We put a link in the chat, and you just fill out a quick form and then let us know what you're interested in learning about. And if you fill out this form, that will lock in a special up to $700 off of the Agent Methods platform, which is the biggest discount I think we've ever given, as well as a way to get quoted for as little as $10 a month, which is, that's the two things combined, amazing savings. This is a great opportunity for you. So do take a second. There's the dog again. Take a second and go to agentmethods.com/bundle. You're not going to find it on a homepage because this is really a special offer. This truly is a special offer just for those that are here today. Fill out this form, and then you can reserve a time to talk with us and go kind of answer all of your questions about how you can make this work in your business to position you for success, so that you are in that category where you're seeing your sales having grown in the past 12 months, which is where we want you to be. So with that, I haven't seen any questions come in the chat. If anybody does have a question, just now's the time. Now's your last chance. Go jump into chat, type it in. We'll make sure that we addressed it. Or even better, if you have a question, go over to agentmethods.com/bundle, and you can just fill out that form, and then we can spend some time one-on-one, kind of really drilling into your business, your market, your products, your sales, and make sure that you have the things you need to modernize your business and position yourself for success, to see sales growth and to see, your clients staying with you and kind of building the business for the long term. So with that, I think I'll wrap up. I think that we have come to the end. I don't see any more questions coming in. I really appreciate all of you today coming in, talking with me. Thanks for the attention. Thanks for kind of thinking this through. And also, Steve, thank you for joining. It's great to see you, or great to hear your voice. I appreciate you being here.
Likewise, Aaron. Thank you, and thanks for everybody for participating today and giving us your attention for an entire hour.
All right. Thanks, and we'll see you again in the next session in a few weeks.
Bye-bye.